Welcome to the show. Go blow your runny nose. Welcome to the show. It's gonna rock.
Yeah! All right, everybody. Welcome to the new episode of A's for the Rest of Us podcast. This is how I'm going to talk for the remainder of the show. My name is Finn.
I hope not.
It's me, Random Hero, and it's Shaad.
Shadows.
Shaad.
W.S. Shaad.
Shaad.
First name.
All right.
Basis.
Well, I feel like episode 1 went pretty well.
Yeah.
I've seen some really decently positive feedback on YouTube in the comments and everything.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I just read the first one, and it said, good stuff.
Yeah. That's one. That's one. That's one. There's a couple more now.
Oh, good.
But, you know,
Right
I feel like it was decently positive.
good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It was good stuff, is what I would say.
You hit the Triscuits pretty good on that.
He hit the, yeah. And now, well, by this time, if you guys haven't seen it yet or not, we have the As for the Rest of Us Snack Attack episode number 1 up, where we eat James Harden's face. Mm-hmm. So go check that out on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to the past couple weeks? It's been a couple weeks this time.
It has been a couple weeks. Had a little bit of home issues with some water and whatnot.
Just
so
a few issues.
Few issues with a water heater, so that's led to a delay of sorts. But breaking news, is that I was at the store on the way over here, grabbing some little quick din. And something weird happened, which was there was a girl's boob out at the store.
So just...
Well, I can't say that. I noticed as I walked by that something was oddly shapened about one of the breasts. And
oddly?
Yeah, it was just weird shapened.
Was it was like part of it was like punched in?
No, it looked
it was just like I need to either be back in or all of me needs to be out.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like half a boob out, and it was like the nipple, and it was pierced, and but she had a shirt on over it.
She caught you looking, and then you were like licking your lips on accident. No. Just you were just chapped just at that point in time, the right point. You just went, and she was just like.
Like I was just, my lips were dry.
Yeah.
No, I don't think she knew, which led me to have.
Looked at my tit.
She had a shirt on, or like a tank top on over it, but it was see through enough, you know.
Uh-huh.
And but it made me think about
nature.
No.
Not nature.
How do you not know that your shit's halfway out? Like if my balls were halfway out of my shorts, I would hope I would feel it. And
that's like that Lonely Island song.
Yes.
With Rockin' One Solo Titty.
But I was just like, how is that? And I hope I would know. But I've also been in a situation where I saw a dude, older man.
Okay.
And was at a hospital, but he wasn't a patient. He was just sitting in the waiting room.
And he just didn't have shorts on or something? Or?
Did the old cross his legs. And he had shorts on, evidently no underwear, and there were balls out. They were sitting on the vinyl.
It looks like Knoxville whenever he's pretending to do it, but it's real life this time.
Yeah. It was cold, like on the cold vinyl, because they keep it fucking cold in a hospital.
Yeah.
And so I hope that I would know.
You hope. Maybe... I mean, I can't attest to it. Maybe at that age, you just don't have so much feeling down there anymore.
Yeah.
That it's just kind of like, well, this is life.
Yeah.
And it's just out hanging out.
But what about the boob?
I don't know. How old was she?
She was probably in her 20s.
Oh, well, she should know.
she
probably just didn't care. Or she was wanting somebody to look and lick their lips. One of the two.
No, not the way it looked. It looked fucked up. It looked it looked like somebody had like she got dressed in a hurry.
Yeah.
But
so you said it was like partially see-through. Was there bra underneath on the other one then that you could clearly see?
Yeah. Well, it's like
She just had it like out of the bra. I just meant like it was past bra plus it was past shirt.
No. No, the shirt was on.
Okay, so it was past
covered.
Bra.
There was
it on the side?
There was no exposed breast.
I thought you said it was an exposed breast.
Well, I led you to believe it that way. No,
now
I
it's
mean,
not as cool of a story.
Yeah. Well, I had to lead with the. I mean, it's like the regular news. Like you have to lead with an awesome headline, like "titty out at grocery store," and then really just find out.
You're not going to believe what Donald Trump said.
It was just that it was weird looking. It had really nothing to do with the exposed nipple or anything. It was just that it was like, how do you not know that your shit's halfway out? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, more along this lines. If I'm wearing my tighty whities, which I don't wear, I've got pizza MeUndies on right now, which are killer. And
I might have pizza tonight for dinner.
On my MeUndies.
No, but maybe. Play your cards right.
Yeah. But so, like, if I was wearing regular briefs and, like, one of my testicles was just out the side, not that it was exposed to the world.
Right.
But it was still in my jeans, but it was...
misplaced.
It was misplaced.
Yes.
I would know.
Yeah, I do too.
I would know.
Yeah.
I would know that.
It's just, like, occasionally, like, if it's, like, seeping down the leg, you junk.
Yeah.
And then you just, like, you know, like, it's like, oh, it's not, like, up in the normal position. It's just hanging down a little lower than, you know, like... If I got a boner, it would be uncomfortable for the world because they would be able to see it easier then.
Boner alert.
Boner.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was it's weird. That's why I don't wear boxer briefs. You get boxer brief?
Boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs. I just feel like it's everywhere.
Yeah. I don't like boxers. I don't like boxers, period.
I don't like boxers.
And I got to the point in my life where I was just like, I don't really like tighty whities so much anymore either.
I wear trunks.
Trunks.
You know what those are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I swim in them.
Not like that, but yeah.
I was gonna tell you because now that we're on the podcast, we're live.
Oh, hi.
Not live, but you know they're listening. Anyways, enough rambling. So Donald Trump today or last night rather. It's kind of all over the news. People are making fun of it because he's retarded and ridiculous. Anyways, but he said something along the lines of, in a tweet.
That dude needs to get his Twitter taken away.
Yeah. Due to or because of the negative press. And then he just said, Covfefe. And this was at like, I guess, I don't know where he was at. Like, it was probably late at night. Like, he probably should have been asleep. And he incompleted the tweet. Like, I was assuming he was probably just going to say something about Comey and all of, like, the FBI stuff or whatever. Sure. But then just, like, stopped and let the buttons hit wherever it was going to and then just sent it on accident. Didn't pay attention for the rest of the night. Woke up in the morning, and that's all people were talking about. It was spelled Covfefe. Covfefe. So that's all everybody's been talking about on Twitter today.
It was a light news day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, other stuff's been happening.
Yeah.
But
I didn't see that. I've been away from the world for a bit.
That's I would rather, if I'm going to talk about like world news on a podcast or out there to where people are going to listen, I'd rather talk about something like that because he's dumb anyways, and it's a little bit more lighthearted. Not like I'm going to talk about like the stuff that stresses me out because of the way that the United States is going. So that's neither here nor there. You know, I mean, like I don't want to bring up that kind of stuff on a daily basis in a podcast for people to listen to. Some people might love Trump, and that's fine. You know, I mean,
you don't want to hear that,
but you know, I mean, we'll just keep it about this.
Okay, so back on the swimming trunks thought though.
Sure.
Since you brought swimming up,
you swim?
So no, I don't. I don't swim. You swim?
Not to this year.
What, last year?
Yeah.
You swimmer? You swim still?
No.
I
mean, on
pool?
average.
Not swim, but do you pool, I guess?
Occasionally.
Okay.
It depends.
I think, like, as I've gotten older, I've just not cared about pools.
No. I mean,
I remember being pumped about it.
I guess, technically, realistically, we went camping last summer in Missouri by Black River, and whenever we were doing, like, the rafting thing, you'd get out occasionally because it's, like, so dead air. It doesn't move much, so you get out and kind of like wade around or swim or whatever. It just depends on how deep the river is at that point in time. But that was about the extent of it. I think it was in a pool one time past that, and that was it.
Yeah. Not a fan. Not really a fan. But I don't know how... I noticed this, and I thought that it needed to be brought up, and it's kind of under the same realm of boobs and bras, but I didn't mean to.
Sure.
This isn't a smutty podcast.
It is.
This isn't about that.
It might be.
But... What are your thoughts on this thing of selling things on Facebook? You know, like the selling things on Facebook?
Like the swap pages.
Yeah. And there's a lot of bras on there.
Yeah, I've seen people that I know that were selling like their old bikinis and stuff like that too. Bras, panties, even.
I find that weird.
I do too. I mean, can they sell that stuff at Goodwill?
No.
They don't?
I don't think so. I don't think they can.
I know they sell swim gear. I've seen men's trunks there. I know I've seen men's trunks.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. Like, if they can sell that, why couldn't they sell this? It's both of them are just, I mean, it's just both of them's cloth. I mean, once you've cleaned it and you've washed it and stuff like that, there's no more leftover genitalia juice seeped around the crotchal region.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, maybe it's not so awkward anymore. But I agree, it's not great.
It's what's that word where things aren't normal?
It's uncomfortable.
No. Like, you know, they're like, oh, that's like that girl that I went to school with. That's what her lingerie looks like. I saw lingerie on there.
Oh, I've not seen that.
I have seen it one time. And I was like, this is really weird. But I don't really do the Facebook, so I don't know what's normal.
Yeah. But I know what you mean, though. Like, I know of people that I've seen on there where they were selling, like, their bras and panties and stuff like that. And I guess I never thought of it that way. But at the same time, I'm like, oh, well, crap. You know, this woman that I went to high school with, I know what her bra and panties look like now. Just sharing it with the world because she wants to make a couple bucks.
But that's fine. I mean, here's the thing I do know, and you probably know.
Google search real quick for me. Hold on one second. Can Goodwill sell underwear? Sell car seats. Why is that the first question? Goodwill stores take clean underwear and bras in pretty much any condition.
Reiterating, they must be clean.
Yes.
Huh.
That's a really big clean.
So they will.
They know
but here's the thing about bras and underwears and things, especially bras. Those things, as far as I know, are expensive.
Yes.
And so if you grow out of them or grow...
into them?
Out of... Can you grow out of them both ways?
Sure.
Big and little, I guess?
I don't know.
Lose weight, gain weight, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You don't fit in them anymore.
Could have went with an easy way.
Then, or maybe you're the kind of person that's like, oh, I've worn that bra too many times. It's out of, like you wear a dress only once. I don't know, is that a thing? We don't know fashion or women's underwear, obviously, but it's expensive, and
it does. Any of that stuff gets really pricey.
$50. Anything
if you want something that's going to be a good quality bra and not break in months,
one that you can sell on Facebook later on.
Yeah. As long as you're not just like, well, a wire broke out, or occasionally my boob just pops out, and guys see it in stores all the time.
That could happen.
I'm sure it does.
So yeah, that was just something I thought about, which leads me to the thought about, so the Salt Life. You know what I'm talking about?
That looks like Slut Life?
Yes!
Yeah. Okay, so...
Has nobody...
So for all of you guys that don't live near, like, a mining community, we live in Southern Illinois.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, like salt miners.
Oh, I thought it was, like... Because it's got a palm tree.
What else would it mean?
I just thought it was, like...
What's salty in a palm tree place?
I thought it was sand.
It's not Sand Life. It's Salt Life.
But it's the same.
No, it's not.
Texture.
It's not. Sand's just its coarse.
I thought that, so you can have like a sand beach and a salt beach, and they would feel like the same on your feet.
Have you been to a salt beach?
No.
Just think of all the people that you see in Southern Illinois that have this on the bumper of their truck or in the back of a window and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's always like a big ass truck.
Oh, a big truck.
Yeah,
big
usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or I mean, there's cars and stuff. Like, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm almost 100% sure it has to do with miners.
But the people I know that I've seen it on
exclusively go to beaches.
They're beach people, and they don't know anybody in a salt mine.
Let's look it up,
please.
Here, hold on.
Let's do.
I want the people to be able to see too.
Because either way,
Salt Life font. Salt Life. Beach clothes. Maybe
See?
it is. It is a type of beach clothing then.
Because it's salt water.
Oh, it is. So it does totally look like Slut Life, though.
Yeah, and have people not figured that out and stopped putting it on their vehicles?
Whoever told me that this had to do with mining community is retarded.
Because, I mean, have people not figured out that that looks like Slut Life? And, I mean, maybe they don't care.
No, they don't.
Because
And albeit, like, whenever you're seeing it on the website here, like, it looks very much like Salt Life. Especially now that we've mentioned it and we've said it so many times, you can clearly see that it says that. But just imagine it, you know, whenever you're going 50 miles an hour or just even, like, pulling up behind a car in a parking lot or something like that, and you just pull in or whatever, you just casually glance at it, that looks like a slut.
It's Slut Life.
Slut Life, man.
When you have your titty out at the grocery store.
That's the national sticker for if you have a tramp stamp, you have to have that sticker in the back of your car.
Yes.
I would
even get a tramp stamp of Slut Life on my tramp stamp area. I would do that.
You would.
I was talking today with someone, and we were talking about having, like, your hand or your arm is like an awesome notepad where you write notes and whatnot. And we're like, well, what if you just got a tattoo of a notepad on your forearm?
And you just wrote the notes there?
You just had, like, lines
That's, like,
on
genius.
it. I was like, I'd do that.
I was thinking, in all seriousness, about a tattoo that I do want to get on my arm of the solar system. I've seen, like, a really cool minimalist one that goes up the arm, and it looks really cool.
I like that.
That's, you know, neither here nor there as far as news goes for the podcast, but, you know. I'll pull this one up real quick just to show the people that are watching and to talk about whenever people are listening. This is the Essential Phone. That is exactly what it's called. It doesn't have another anything else as far as, like, another name goes. So the guy that is the daddy of Android, the operating system, not like... People think of Droid and they think of, like, the first droids that came out. Yeah, the first droids that came out were made by Motorola. But that's the operating system that was on board there. That's all, you know, that was what he had created for all of these companies now. You know,
pretty
Samsung.
much everything after the Blueberry.
Yeah. Blueberry. Blackberry? So, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Anything past the Blueberry.
The strawberry, the mulberry. The Barry Kripke from Big Bang Theory.
Barry Kripke. Who's that?
He's the guy who talks like he has the speech impediment. I tried to do a speech impediment. I couldn't do it.
I don't know who he is.
He's like an off character. He's not like a main character.
Okay, maybe
He works at the lab.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I remember. Anyway, so the guy that actually made the Android operating system, this is his phone. This is something that he designed. It's supposed to be trying to make, like, modular phones come back in style again. 2 different colors. You can see that they're trying to take from, like, the infinity display of the Samsung Galaxy S8, where the entire face of the phone is basically nothing but screen.
That's different than where it's on the sides.
Yes. So the infinity display on the S8 is just the entire face. So you wouldn't. The S8 doesn't have a home button, doesn't have back buttons, anything like that down there.
How do you go home?
It's on the actual display. Okay. And then see, like, how the top of the screen is on the S8. It's still that way. They just made it smaller.
Barry Allen.
Barry Allen.
Yep.
Yeah. Barry Bostwick. They made the phone's display on the Essential Phone. Go all the way clear up to where it actually, you can see how it curves around the selfie camera and the front facing, so it even, like, curves around that. But I think design-wise it looks really cool.
Looks like an iPhone.
I've not seen too much of the internal specs, so any of this stuff would be new to me. It has 4 gigs of RAM, up to 128 gigs of storage. I don't know what that means with the camera. I'm probably past it in the reading, but regardless, look-wise, it looks really cool. I'm sure it's very aesthetically pleasing to me anyway.
Look at them layers.
Just layering them up.
Yeah, it's like a comfy bed.
It is a comfy bed.
Oh, you dropped.
God, how did that happen?
Where are we going?
There we go.
Oh, good.
Back home. So for those of you guys listening to the audio podcast, I accidentally just screwed up the thing on the video. But that's okay. Anyway, that's the Essential phone. I think it looks really cool, and I like the idea of somebody that's so familiar with the operating system designing something from scratch, because if he's going to tweak anything and make it something that's like super badass, he's the guy to do it. You know,
Booberry.
Booberry.
Yeah. Cereal.
Only around Halloween.
Chocacula.
It's Chocula.
Chocula.
Just Chocula. You don't have to add any more C's and K's. Chocacula.
So while I was homeless for a moment, not homeless, that's not true. While I was displaced, we'll say, and was in, is it the same thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
Had to live in a hotel room for a couple of days.
Sure.
And while I was in the hotel room, they had Continental Breakfast.
Nice.
And
the Continental.
What got me thinking like, this place is on the way to work from my house. Like, I just passed through. And so I was like, if I just kept going to Continental Breakfast every day after my stay, they never carded me.
Know? They wouldn't know.
I don't think so. I don't know, because they never carded me.
You know, like most bigger hotels, they actually, like, you either pay for the Continental Breakfast separately if it's a fancy place.
Well, it's not Continental Breakfast then. That's the word Continental means free.
Okay. Is it?
I have no idea. I just always thought it meant free.
Okay, so I'll just say this. I one of the hotels that I had stayed in for several days whenever we were up in St. Louis for a UGC tournament, they specifically gave us like these vouchers that we were supposed to use daily, so that way they knew, because I guess maybe, I don't know if it's different in Carbondale, because, you know, in St. Louis, there's so much traffic in and out, especially in that area over by like an airport, that they would probably have to do something like that, just so that way they're guaranteed, like, hey,
homeless people, like,
somebody could just walk in just trying to get free breakfast and stuff, so they're trying to do what they could to get it down. That makes sense to me, but I could see in Carbondale where they wouldn't card you, wouldn't expect you to get by with
at least a couple extra days.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I ate like a king. I had waffles every morning, biscuits and gravy. I had egg circles. I had
the classic egg circle.
Yeah, sausage, microwave bacon. Like, it was way better than what I'm normally used to eating, which is like a Cliff Bar.
Yeah, arguably better than the majority of what you did eat, though.
Yeah.
I mean, for your health.
Oh, yeah. I might die from those 3 days of Continental Breakfast.
I might die from all the microwave bacon and circle egg.
Yeah, I mean, it was spongy.
I bet.
It was spongy.
Anytime you hit a puck egg is always spongy.
Did you
I forgot about that. We didn't even talk about that the last time. Kingdom Hearts Orchestra is a thing.
What's that mean?
So they're doing like a nationwide tour for Kingdom Hearts music. They're gonna have like an orchestra performing like stuff from all the games and different memorable music.
The only thing I know is, you don't walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. That's all I know.
Yeah, we better stop singing. We're gonna get flagged for being too good at combating the vocals. No, but they're gonna do that. I mean, there's a lot of, like, Traverse Town has music.
Every the themes, they all have
stuff for, like, the Disney Worlds have music and stuff too. So they'll play like Disney music as part of the things as well. Like, we'll probably play Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff too. So anything that was in the games that's not necessarily, it could be stuff that's from the movies, but it could also just be, you know, just original stuff that they wrote for the contract or for the game.
Right on.
Yeah.
Have you seen any good movies since the last time we got together?
We
or any movies at all?
We went and watched Guardians Volume 2.
Did you?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Good?
It's really good.
Thumbs up?
For me it was. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews out there from different people. I thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of people were like, it's not as funny as the first one. It's like, okay, I can give that to you because there is probably a little bit more comedy in the first one because you're just kind of getting to know all of these people as they come closer and closer to the points where they're like, we're not just friends, we're like family. Yeah. And this one, they're already family. So, I mean, whenever they fight and it's like arguing and stuff like that, it's funny because, I mean, like, they're arguing literally like they're a family kind of a thing still, but it's kind of more of the same in that aspect. But there's still a lot of, like, other things that are funny about it, too.
How many times did they say a-holes?
don't know.
Because I feel like in the first trailer, the one guy was like, "They're a bunch of a-holes."
Oh, yeah.
The guy that plays the Tick now, and then
Patrick Warburton.
Mm-hmm. And then
wasn't he the Tick
no,
before?
not Patrick Warburton.
Who's the Tick?
The Tick is I don't know. He's a guy in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't remember who he is now.
He was in the
Which one is
Nova
the guy
Corps.
Which one has said a-holes?
The guy in the Nova Corps that was like with John C. Reilly.
Britishey?
Mm-hmm.
They got a British guy to be the Tick?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look that up in a minute.
But then what was I gonna say? Oh, and then like in the trailer for this one, they were like, "What's up, a-holes?" It was like,
I think they just do that for. I mean, stuff that you see in the trailer is really cool. I loved how it started. It all starts. It's not really anything. It has nothing to do with the overarching story. The beginning part doesn't. So if you don't want to know or you haven't seen, spoiler warning. It's not going to give away too much at all, really. But I mean, if you haven't seen the first one, you kind of should already know. That pause was for people to leave. So at the beginning of the movie, it opens up. They're jumping down. They're trying to stop this giant intergalactic monster from eating these batteries. Not like small batteries, but like giant, huge, orange glowing batteries on this alien planet.
This is the trailer, pretty much.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So the thing comes down. Mm-hmm. You know, they're all starting to fight it and stuff. But from that point on, after they start fighting it, it pans down, and the entire opening sequence and the opening credits is just focused on Baby Groot while everything else is going on. Mm-hmm. So he flicks a button to start up the music that's playing like the 70s or 80s music or whatever, and he like starts dancing, and everything else you're just seeing is kind of slightly out of focus in the background. So you're just seeing him like flying around fighting this thing, and he's just like in the foreground dancing around and stuff. And occasionally like Gamora gets like slammed to the ground, and he like jumps for a second, turns around, and she's like, "Groot, you need to get out of the way." And he just goes and waves real like cute, like, and she goes, "Hi." And then she gets grabbed and like pulled back into the battle, and then he just starts dancing again. It's just like stuff like that. He interacts with the characters and everything, and it's just really cool as an opening sequence because I've not really seen anything like that. The way I feel, and this is what I said, I think, to Mandy before, the way I feel about Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, as opposed to probably other Marvel properties, I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of one of those movies to me, both of them, that harkens back to the way that I feel about like other movies that I watched when I grew up.
Oh, okay.
Like 80s movies and stuff like that. Or like, you know, growing up and watching like Back to the Future. It has like that amount of like sci-fi, action, and comedy, definitely. Yeah. And or Indiana Jones. You know, they have like some comedy stuff where he'll throw out. It makes me feel like I'm watching one of those movies. Like it holds up as like a classic type of, you know, action type of movie kind of thing to me. So I think it was awesome. Kurt Russell was good. Different cameos and stuff that they had. The only thing that I liked it, but I didn't like it at the same time. We sat down in the movies. I want to say our movie is supposed to start at 2:00. There were so many ads and trailers at the first part of it that the movie didn't start until 2:35. Oh wow! Literally 35 minutes of trailers and ad, which is fine because I love the trailers. It showed the Last Jedi trailer and stuff like that again. Another new Spider-Man trailer that I hadn't seen before. Stuff that I'm interested in. I mean, it hit it right on the head. But at the same time, I was just like, this is so many ads. Like literally went a half hour out of the way or out of our time to be in the theater. Yeah. And then now we have a 2-hour movie to watch. So we were there for basically 2.5 hours total. Plus, after the movie was over, there was 5 after-credit sequences in this movie. Oh my gosh! Which they time it well because it's like they show the first one and then they roll some of the credits. Oh, okay. And then midway through, it'll like pan into like a screen, and then they'll show the next one, and then some more credits, all the way until like the very last one's done, and then it's just like, this is a blah 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 production, whatever. And then
so they didn't actually do them as PS scenes, like they didn't do them after credit. They're in credit.
They're during credit. Yeah. Huh. I guess technically one would be after credit.
There was one after credit,
but I mean it's during the credits. They call them after credit sequences regardless, even when it happened. It's stuff that's telling. It's all of it's telling stuff that's about to happen or things that are overarching and everything too. Which it sucks because a couple of them had been spoiled for me before I went and seen the movie. But no, it was a great movie. I haven't seen much else, I think, as far as that goes. I've just been playing a few games here and there. I started Rhyme. I don't know if you've ever... Mm-mm. Have you ever heard of Flow?
No.
Have you ever heard of Flower?
No.
Okay. What about Journey?
No.
Okay. So all three of those are independent games that are made by the same developer. Flow and Flower are kind of like puzzling type games, but both of them are...
Like they're puzzling?
No, like they're puzzle games.
Oh, they're puzzle games.
But, I mean, it's not like puzzle game like Tetris.
Okay.
These games are... Like they're both of those games' goals were to try and make the person feel as relaxed as possible. So while you're playing the game, you do these things that are like small little puzzle elements and stuff, but everything, the visuals and everything that's going on is there inherently to try and relax you and make you feel calm. Same thing with Journey. Journey was very open and very overarching with how you do it, but as you experience the journey of the game, going front to back and solving some puzzles here and there, it's kind of relaxing too. Just the way they do their art style is really cool. And Rhyme's kind of the same way. It's got a very similar art style to Journey, but it's got a lot more puzzles to it, and it's been awesome so far.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but I would recommend it.
I got a question about
Batman
movie times.
Movie times.
So, when they say the runtime is like 1 hour and 43 minutes, does that include credits?
No. That's
okay.
Well, that may include credits itself, but it doesn't include any of the stuff that happens beforehand.
Like the
so any trailers or ads that you have.
Check this out, like thing that they do before when you're sitting in the movie theater.
Yeah, that whenever I say like when I was talking about ads, I meant like literally the ones that were like, make sure you silence your movies. Enjoy AMC theaters. And, and all the trailers. That's what I was meaning. When I was talking about ads, I mean, we got there probably at like 1:40.
Yeah, so you watch
So we've seen all the stuff that's like the look first
whatever.
Stuff that talks about what's going to be like shows that are coming up live that you can watch in the theaters.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, and shows stuff about TV shows.
Sure.
And crap. So that all of that stuff is it doesn't run in the runtime, and that's I guess technically ads, but
it makes sense.
Yeah.
I went to see Pirates of the Caribbean.
5?
Yeah, but then it didn't start.
Potsy 5? It didn't start.
It didn't start. They were having projector troubles, so I got a voucher.
So you didn't get to go watch it at all?
I didn't watch it. No. False alarm.
Mom said that JML are going to watch it tonight.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I'd like to see it, but I realized I don't care nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah, it's done underwhelmingly bad in the box office so far for it.
Yeah,
or overwhelmingly bad.
And I'm gonna have because this weekend Wonder Woman comes out. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'd like to see that, and I've heard it's getting good reviews. So I'm gonna have a hard time using that voucher for Pirates of the Caribbean 5 when I could go see Wonder Woman or go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, I don't know about... I would probably, if it was me, wait for Pirates of the Caribbean, but I do want to see Wonder Woman. I can recommend Guardians of the Galaxy very highly, though, and I know you'll enjoy it. So, that's on you. So,
the other thing I wanted to bring up, because you were talking about how good Guardians of the Galaxy is that, and how it reminds you of 80s movies and whatnot, and movies growing up, is... To me, they make those two movies they've made in kind of a bubble where they don't give a shit what people think about it necessarily.
Yeah.
And it's worked really well for them.
Yes.
And the internet has, I feel like, maybe ruined the movie biz. Is that all you're getting is what's going to make everyone happy the most instead of let's take a risk and it ends up being awesome and super funny and action-packed and whatnot. And you're dealing with I just got to make everyone happy because everyone's got an opinion about everything now.
That's the other thing I told Mandy too was that this will be the first set of like a trilogy at least. I wish and I hope that they keep making Guardians. It doesn't have to be Volume 3. They can rename it or keep doing volumes. Volume 4,
Which
5,
this
whatever.
is gonna. They said this the last number 3 will be the last one with that crew as the Guardians.
Yeah. So that's what I meant. If they want to keep doing it and stuff, that's totally fine. But at least this trilogy is the only trilogy in the Marvel Universe that they've done so far that's actually been done by the same director. So like James Gunn's will have done all 3.
Yeah.
Whereas like I was thinking back and I was like, I know Iron Man 1 and 2 were Jon Favreau, but he didn't get to direct 3.
Yeah.
And I think Captain America's been directed by multiple people.
The first one was a different person, but then 2 and 3 were the brothers who are doing an Avengers movie.
Okay.
So they'll get to hold the character 3 times, but not in standalone films.
Yes, that's what I'm. I like.
Who are they?
Just
they're not the Jonas Brothers. They play in a band.
That's music. Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't think of that off the top of my head.
They're brothers. Space. It's brothers.
Brothers movies.
Brothers
movies.
I finally saw Split.
Yeah.
Did you like it? Good. I like that movie.
I'm glad.
That was a good little flick.
Everybody else that I talked to was just like, no.
They didn't like it?
Mandy was pretty okay with it. She didn't like how it ended, and she's never seen Unbreakable, so she didn't get the ending.
Fired. Even if without the ending, I didn't even need the ending. Like, I have a new respect for actors who can do multiple personalities.
Yeah.
Like
James McAvoy did an amazing job.
Rocked it. And then have you watched Bates Motel at all?
We've watched the first season, but nothing else beyond it.
So I mean,
I know how Norman does. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So he at some point develops an additional personality of his mom.
Yeah.
And by the time that show ends, he is playing 2 characters, and he plays, and you get used to seeing Vera, whatever her name is, play Norma Bates for 4 seasons, and then in 5th season, I think it's 5th season, she's gone, and he has her personality of her, and so you've seen her how she moves, how her face moves, how she pronounces words, and he is transformed into her by the 5th season and does exactly what she does, and it's awesome to see.
That's awesome.
And so to see him play that with all of those characters and Split, it was like, man, that's what I would be like giving Oscars and shit to, be like, I mean, he's never gonna get it for it, obviously, right. But because
no, but I mean, like, it is that kind of a movie that they wouldn't do something like that for. But yeah, I completely agree. Him changing between Dennis and what's the gay guy's name? Barry.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Whenever he's being
the artist guy,
he's being Dennis, but he is Dennis, but he's being Barry,
playing someone, being someone else. Yeah,
and then like he'll also turn from the Dennis character, the stern guy or whatever, to the chick on a dime.
Yes,
and then turn to being the Hedwig guy. Hey guys, it's me.
I know, it's so great. And to think like
now the window's open, now it's closed,
and he himself is already outside of, because he's British, so like so he's already playing he played Brooklyn great, like a Brooklyn accent, like great. He sounded like a Wahlberg.
It was great. And the idea that this is like in just a couple years time going to have a sequel to a movie that at that point will be basically 18 years old.
Yeah.
Is just blows my fucking mind. Yeah. And I was just at the end of it, because Mandy didn't get it. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting in bed and I just see him turn around and say Mr. Glass, and I was just like, holy shit, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
You didn't know about it when you saw it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea it was in it.
It was already spoiled for me.
No, it was genuinely, I literally said that out loud in bed with Mandy next to me. It was like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. She was like, what? I don't get it. And I was like, okay, I'll explain it in a second. It was so cool.
Have you watched Unbreakable since then?
Not since then.
So she hasn't seen it yet.
No, not yet.
She still didn't get it.
No, but like I said, we do have a couple years there.
Sure.
Because it won't come out until 2019, I think.
Is that what the date is?
I think the window is set for 2019.
Very cool.
What was I going to mention that I said? Oh, because you were talking about the way direction went into shows and stuff. Mm-hmm. I had no idea that the guy that is the showrunner for American Gods, because I've not watched any of it yet, but is the same guy that was the showrunner for Hannibal.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved Hannibal.
And he just, the writer on American Gods is the writer on...
Was it Lost?
What movie just came out?
A lot of the movies been coming out.
What are all the movies that came out in May, Justin?
Okay, so we got Guardians of the Galaxy, not Wolverine, not Logan. I meant
Logan came out on DVD in
there we go. That's why I remember seeing it.
No, it was Logan. He wrote Logan.
Really?
The writer for American Gods is one of the writers on Logan.
Okay.
So, there you go.
I was thinking like there was a show.
Rolling the dice.
There's a show that is out now on TV that's popular, and I can't think of who the guy's name is. He wrote for Lost. Damien Lindelof, I think is his name.
I don't know.
But he was a showrunner, like one of the writers for, not the showrunner, because that was J.J. Abrams. But he was one of the writers for Lost.
Yep.
And he's on another show now. And it was something that I remembered seeing, and I was like, I really want to watch that, because I just love his writing.
What was
just so good.
You don't know what show it is, though.
No, I can't think of it. I'll have to Internet Movie Database it.
So while you're databasing,
you guys can join me on my journey.
The only other movie I watched in this time. No, I watched a couple of them, but watched 50 Shades Darker.
Oh my!
Watch out! It wasn't any different than the other one, but that one existed. I saw the.
I don't know how to spell his name. I'll just type in Lost. We'll go from there.
I saw the documentary on Adam West. It's called Starring Adam West.
Like Adam West Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And he's he paints now. Do you know he paints?
No.
It's not good, but he paints. I mean, it's mediocre, but it's like one of those things where
would
like,
you say
oh my God, Adam West painted this.
Would you say it's something that that people would buy, apart from just Adam? Like people
if
think
they didn't know it was
do you
Adam
think
West?
people would think like just because it's like maybe so obtuse or so bad that they're like this is good? Yeah, I feel like that way about some popular painters. Like
It's
they're
hard
like
to
it's
tell.
you know what I mean? Like it's so bad it's good kind of a thing.
I think it's just most of it's just bad, but there were some of them that were kind of cool, but it wasn't anything to really talk about. But Jim Carrey was on Kimmel or Fallon or somebody recently promoting his new show.
It doesn't show it because I know it's Prometheus. He wrote Prometheus.
Mm-hmm.
I thought somebody had said that he was also the writer of Covenant, the new Alien movie, and I think that's what I was thinking of, but it doesn't have it in his credits.
It doesn't appear to be.
Maybe that person lied.
What
a bitch.
But then also what was I talking about?
Phineas and Ferb.
I was not talking about Phineas and Ferb, but then
Damon Lindelof.
No.
Google.
No, Adam West painting, Jim Carrey. There we go.
Oh,
he's a really good painter.
Is he?
Jim Carrey, he paints.
Did you see he has a new show coming out?
Yeah, that's what he was promoting.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I haven't seen. There was like
it's
a thing
basically
where
just like going up in the comedy clubs in like the 70s and 80s. Yeah. So like how he experienced it from like that thought that he's not a writer on it, or he's like an executive producer, but
yeah, I think
he's helping. Like he's developing the concept.
It was his idea.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, that's as far as I think that's what I saw. That's what I saw this week.
Cool.
We honorable mention. We should probably mention that we lost Chris Cornell while we were gone.
I forgot about mentioning that.
And that was sucky.
He said hello to heaven.
He did, or I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what you believe. If he killed himself,
do you think he's in his rusty cage?
I don't know how things go. But yeah, so that sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks. What we got from the big lead singers of bands? We just got Vedder left, right?
Of the grunge era, yes. Which I had seen multiple tweets about that. And during the whole, like, everything while it was going on, a bunch of people were, like, tweeting to, like, Eddie Vedder, you better watch out. You're the last one left.
Oh, my God. That dude seems to take care of himself. I mean, not that that means everything, but
yeah, he
definitely seems to have his self in check and whatnot. He's good with his people and whatnot.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I feel like Eddie Vedder is with it and everything, but I would have guessed that Chris Cornell wouldn't have been with it either. I don't think a lot of people knew.
I guess he had a lot of drug issues
he's got, what, wife and a kid, I think? I knew he was married. I think he's got one kid. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad.
I was, while I was putting together notes for the podcast and whatnot, I was thinking about, you remember that Mitch Hedberg, also someone who's passed away, who before he had still awesome left in him.
2004 it seems like he's...
When Hedberg died?
Yeah. Wow. It's been a long time.
I was going through and I was making a list and I was kind of reviewing it.
Been gone for 13 years
and
already.
I thought about, I was like, you know, when he was going through doing stand-up and he goes, T-ski, what the fuck does that mean? And then he was like, oh yeah, I was thinking about a pool that had if you put tea bags in
on
it,
his nose,
and then you ice skied on it, then it would be a tea ski. If you skied on a lake of tea. And I was thinking about that. I was just going through a list. I was like making my notes and whatnot. I was like, tea ski, what the fuck does that mean? I just thought it was weird. And then I was reminiscing of old days once I got into the Hedberg, and I was thinking about, do you remember when we tried to do Jackass videos for a little bit?
Yes.
And all I remember of this, and maybe you have more of a memory of it, is that I remember being like, film me, I'm going to ride this bike and down the road real fast, and I'm going to jump off of it.
Yeah. So there was a lot of that, because were you at my house at that point in time? So around that same point in time, even whenever you weren't around, was whenever I was doing it with like Brandon and
because you had a
Alex
video camera
and stuff. Yeah,
and that was
so I would film them doing that stuff too, or they would film me doing that. I think that was around the same point in time. Whenever I had like a tennis ball outside for some reason that we were messing with, just tossing back and forth, and I thought it'd be a great idea for me to film Alex throwing it at a car, because he was like, it's soft, it's not gonna hurt it. You know what I mean? Like, don't throw it like hard, but like just toss it and let it hit the car and we'll take off. So like my conscience got the best of me, so he did it and it just went underneath the car. So you just heard go doo-doo, and it was it. Like, it didn't do anything to the guy's car.
Yeah.
Guy stopped, slammed on his brakes. Brandon was gone, went to his house. Alex took off like toward my backyard and just kept running. And I was just out front with the camera.
Yeah.
And I remember hiding the camera and just like putting it down somewhere. And he was just like, you see where they went? Like, didn't care that I was like maybe with them or something like that.
He didn't even think that you might have done it.
I was just like, I have no idea. I think he went that way, but I don't know where they went. He just got like in his car, got mad and like drove off and was trying to like go around the block somewhere where he thought like Alex would have went. And then ended up just coming back to my house and then whatever. But I remember doing that one day. But yeah, that, and then whenever me and Bo did the Turkish Woods of Turkey, and all of that stuff,
short films and whatnot.
We should shoot short films for this.
Ooh, yeah.
Reenact the Turkish Woods of Turkey.
I could do that.
And put that up.
Wasn't a lot. But yeah, I just thought, like, I remembered how much it wasn't that daring.
No,
because I wanted to I didn't want to really get hurt.
In retrospect, thinking of the amount of shit that they actually do in like Jackass or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, who wants to really get hurt?
They did.
Yes, but I mean, like,
because I was like, my mom might find out and she'll be mad at me for getting hurt, or like, don't mess with my face. Like, I didn't want to get like,
don't mess with this.
Don't mess with this. But yeah, I don't think anybody does that anymore. I don't know. No. I think that there's too much computer gaming and
I think that now that
screens and whatnot.
And
people
I think it would have been
iPhone. It
would have been something to that. I don't think they care about that much. I see that stuff happen all the time on the internet. But that's the thing. Like, I know that if Jackass came back, which I know it probably never will, because of Ryan and everything. I know if Jackass ever came back, that it would be successful because it's Jackass.
Sure.
But there's not a lot of shows out there that do stuff like they used to do. I know there were several, like, it was like a Nitro Circus, and not that they were hurting themselves, they were doing like tricks and stuff like that, but you get what I mean.
You had those brothers from Australia and whatnot.
Yeah, so that stuff all kind of dwindled out after they phased out, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that, like, now you have like ridiculousness and stuff because they don't have, and you know, at midnight they'll show videos of, you know, people hurting themselves on the internet because that's where everything is now. You don't have to go to the movies to watch this group of dudes hurt themselves or turn on TV to do that because you have it literally in the palm of your hand.
That's true.
You type in nutshot compilation in YouTube and you're going to get over 2 million hits of different unique videos of shit like that. But I mean, like,
I like it.
I feel like, honestly, though, if they did decide that they was going to do it, that it would have such a huge uprising, there would be no way in hell that people would not go see that movie.
Margera's got skate videos out again.
You started losing weight and you started doing things again.
Good.
Yeah, definitely.
I was not proud of him. Not like I know him or anything, but I was like, hey, I used to follow that.
You're gonna be his father figure.
I was so happy for him. I'm
gonna be your father figure.
I do want to tell you that while I typed the note that I wanted to talk about when we used to do Jackass videos, it kept autocorrecting Jackass, and it ended up with Jackals before I got pissed. So it just
we used to do Jackal videos.
Yeah, we used Jackal videos.
So just a couple of tidbits to talk about. We can keep talking about more news and stuff here in a second, but I was just wanting to mention what I had mentioned before we started the podcast. We do have, which I already mentioned at the top of the podcast, the other videos and stuff. We'll have another one coming up this week following after I upload the video version of this podcast. Usually wait like a couple of days just to give some kind of a break in the content since the podcasts are a little longer. But we'll have another Snack Attack video.
What? And
then also, as I had mentioned, Shaad, the week following, I have a little treat that I want to do for him. And we will have a, I guess we'll call it As for the Rest of Us Let's Play kind of a thing. We won't just call it Let's Play, but As for the Rest of Us Let's Play, and I have an idea for Shaad to play a horror game. So we'll have a different setup for that video as the in-between video. It'll be dark. You'll still be able to see us a little bit, but I will be sitting where he's sitting. He'll be over here because it's going to be a point-and-click game that I'm sure everybody will love and enjoy because we'll have headphones on. You can't escape the sound. Whenever stuff jumps out at you and it freaks you out, it's going to be all au naturel.
And I get nervous.
Yeah.
Around that kind of stuff.
That's totally fine.
I get nervous just thinking about it because I don't play scary games.
Yeah. You go next week.
Yeah. I do want to talk about one thing before we leave.
Attack on Titan? Have you been watching?
No, but
I'm so caught up on Attack on Titan.
So caught up. No, here's my thing. I can't do one thing at once.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes when I say things, I don't know if that makes sense.
You can't do one thing at once? You have to do more than one thing?
I have a hard time just doing one thing.
Okay, so you want to make... Yes. You try to do what you can to multitask and keep everything. And I do that too sometimes.
To not be like an ignorant, like, I don't watch subtitles. But like, I don't like watching subtitles because all of my brain has to be focused on the TV. I have to read and watch.
Oh, that does that. Because Attack on Titan that I'm watching is the new episodes are all in Japanese only, so I have to watch subtitles.
Yes. So I've got the... I know, that's why... So I found on Hulu...
On Hulu?
Because I've got that for just a little while longer. I ended up canceling it because I'm just trying to be cooler than that. But I ended up recording all of the first season because they have the dubbed version of season 1 on there.
On what?
On Hulu.
Of what?
Attack on Titan.
Oh, so you were serious about it? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you were just joking.
This wasn't what I was going to talk about, but we can talk about it.
Oh, cool.
So I started to watch the first episode. I haven't finished it or anything.
If you want, I will let you have my login for the Funimation app. Uh-huh. And then you can just use it on whichever device. Okay. And you can use it that way because that first season and like the first half of season 2 have all English.
Oh, they do? Okay. Yep. So
I've
got
English.
I have the English dubbed season 1 completely, and I got an app called Play On, which records like whatever. So I recorded that. I haven't watched it yet, but I've got it stored on my hard drive. So cool. I will end up watching the first season of Attack on Titan at some point in time, but it has to be dubbed because my brain can't handle having to read and watch because I want to be able to like read the news and be like, what's going next?
I don't know how much anime you've ever seen, really. I mean, as far as like Japanese animation goes.
I watched what's the Castle in the Clouds?
Are you talking about like the Studio Ghibli stuff? Yeah, like Castle in the Sky, Howl's Castle.
Yeah. And I watched a couple other ones, but just like more. I haven't watched a lot of like, Pokemon.
Yeah, a lot of like Japanese, which you've seen in Pokemon probably. They have a lot of tropes because of the way that they show the expressiveness of the cartoon characters and stuff like that.
I don't know what trope means.
So like, for example, like Ash will say something stupid on Pokemon, and Misty will say something, and her head will get a little bit bigger. And she'll be like, "You're not gonna say that, and smack him, and his face will go down and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff doesn't happen as often in Attack on Titan, which is really cool and really refreshing. But there are some like stereotypical kind of like characters that are in there. But for the most part, it's a very, very like serious anime. And I fucking love it. I think it's really cool. And
I've got the first volume on
conceptually, it's awesome.
Tablet too to read. But yeah, I haven't.
I've got to the point where now I'm like thinking like, because after they wrap season 2 in the manga, I guess they've got, my friend Jordan said that they have pretty much what would clear be up to all the way through to season 5 material, and which I think is cool, and I wouldn't mind reading ahead, especially since it's already out there. He's all the way caught up, but it's really good.
Cool.
What was the other subtitle thing that you were going to talk about? That wasn't Attack on Titan.
No, it wasn't subtitle. I was gonna.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna ask you if you had heard about the return of Roseanne.
Yes.
And
I'm excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
Because I know you like the Roseanne. I like the Roseanne.
Yeah.
But so
some would argue it's the Friends of the early '90s.
It is.
Not at all.
No. No, but it is. It does. Have you watched Raising Hope?
No. I've heard good things about it, but I've not seen it myself.
It's like the dysfunctional family, that low income, like kind of goofy stuff that like we can relate to and go, oh, like I remember.
There are people that I would think would never watch a show like that have watched that show and told me to watch it, which says a lot of stuff, because I know I trust your taste and I trust other people that are close friends of mine that have seen it, and they were like, yeah, you should watch it. But other people that I'm just like, they would never watch anything like that, and they're like, no, it's legitimately good. I'm just like, really? Even you?
That's the guy who created My Name Is Earl.
Oh, cool.
So it's saying like, so once Earl was canceled,
I was gonna say, I definitely know that I'll probably like that.
And there's some Earl cameos in there and whatnot,
really,
like of different characters and whatnot. And they've got like, I think even on the TV, maybe even on the pilot, there's like Earl is on the TV like and for a police chase or something like that. I can't remember, or like they're on their cops episodes on at some point. But yeah, it's funny. But yeah, Roseanne's return. The only thing I'm concerned about is that John Goodman's coming back, but he's dead.
What?
John Goodman's dead in Roseanne.
Is he?
Yeah.
How's he coming back?
I don't know. That's what I'm concerned about.
Is he coming back?
He's on the cast list to come back.
Maybe it's just going to be like a flashback.
And both Beckys are going to be there.
Maybe it's just a flashback.
I don't know.
I must say it's a flashback.
I'm nervous. But it can't be a flashback because he's old.
I mean, maybe he faked his death to get away from her.
I don't even, do you remember watching the end of Roseanne?
No.
Because,
it's been so long.
And then there was evidently,
that wasn't, the very, very end, was it?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it, ended
no,
with
he
him
died,
being dead. I thought he died and they did, another season or two with it.
Yeah, there's another season.
Because I remember it specifically being her looking after the kids, and he wasn't around at all.
But then there was something about it all being a dream or something. I can't remember. They did some weird shit at the end.
Is Tom Arnold going to be?
I hope so. But yeah, so Roseanne's coming back. Watch out. Along with, what do we got? We got Full House is in season, gonna go into season
Fuller
3.
I thought it was 2.
They have 2. They're gonna go.
There's 2 already?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I've watched them both too.
I bet you have.
Watch out. What else has come back?
I don't know. We didn't talk about it the last time, but I'm excited. They're making it, and it comes out in July. They'll release the trailer for it from last week. They're making a Castlevania.
Oh yeah.
Series. I watched the trailer for it.
Cartoon, right?
Yeah, it's an anime. But I was just surprised as shit. I was just like, wow, this will be really cool. I was thinking seeing 2018, and then it pops up July at the end of it, and it was just like, really? Just so sudden. I felt the same way with the Defenders.
Yeah.
Remember they showed the first teaser trailer, and people were cracked the little code that was at the top of it, and it was yeah, it's going to be out in August. And I was like, this is March.
It's 5 months. So, I don't know if you've got anything else, but I want to...
I only had one quick thing. And I was just going to ask if you listened to any new music, because I had found a new band that I kind of like.
Who did I listen to? I found something. Mm-hmm. Have you listened to Haim? Mm-hmm. I like Haim.
Yeah. I've heard him probably a year or two ago. Yeah. Whenever the first album came out, and they were on Saturday Night Live. That's how I seen them. Yeah. And then I've listened to that album. I haven't listened to the new album at all yet. But I watched
they just got 2 singles on it.
Yeah, I watched they did the 2 singles on not the season finale of SNL, but the episode prior to. They were on there again.
Yeah. I like that Right Now song.
Yeah.
Right now, right now.
But they're really good.
Sounds way better than what I just did.
There's a band that is opening for Modest Mouse in June in St. Louis. Show. I'm not getting a chance to go to that one, but they're called Morning Transportation or Morning Teleportation. Okay. And it's like if you took Modest Mouse, maybe like a little bit of the manicness of the guitar at work in Fall of Troy. Okay. Yeah. Which sounds already weird there in the beginning, and then took like some of the vocals that you would hear in like LCD Sound System or Franz Ferdinand kind of Britishy almost vocals. Yeah. And they all fucked and had a baby. That's what this would sound like. And it is really artsy and over the top. I like it. But yeah, they're opening for Modest Mouse. I just saw it out of curiosity. I was just like, I wonder what these guys listen to. And I've just been listening to it for like almost a week straight now.
That's funny.
It's good. What was your other thing that you had?
I don't know. Oh, I do know. But before that, no, the only other thing, Halsey released a new tune that I dig. I dig me some Halsey. And Bleachers put out a new single, which was good.
Cool.
They're all in that, what we discovered last time we were talking about, what's it called? The electro...
synth pop.
Synth pop, yeah. They're all in that synth pop, which I'm digging. So, no, so I teased this to you last time we talked, but we didn't tease it to the audience. But so evidently there is a conspiracy that Avril Lavigne is dead, and like
that she's dead.
Like, he was a skater.
I know who Avril Lavigne is.
That she's dead.
Mino Psycho Arigato Kawaii. I'll have to listen to that song afterwards. For those of you who don't know, she wrote a song called Hello Kitty, and it was the first song she wrote with Chad Kroeger.
Oh, really?
As helping her out. Yeah. And it is about kawaii Japanese girls. And that's how the chorus of it is Mino Psycho Arigato Kawaii. But it's Avril Lavigne. So it's bad. Real bad.
You said the first song that they wrote together, they wrote
I think songs. They wrote, he was helping her with other stuff too, but that was like the first thing kind of together.
Interesting. Chad Kroeger's trying to be real heavy with the new look at this graph. What's it called? What are they called?
Nickelback.
Mm-hmm. We got like a new album where they're all like badass, and it's like something about the machine.
Oh,
and stuff like it's hardcore. But no, so she's evidently in this conspiracy died.
Okay.
Like in like 2005, and
like after Skater Boy kind of thing, like.
Yeah, like after the first.
Maybe like the first 2 albums have been out.
First 2 albums came out. She died.
Okay, then who's here now?
It's a body double.
There's a body double?
So...
Come on.
So the story...
Is this Alex Jones write this?
No, this is serious.
Is she like really an alien too? Like she one of the legit people that he's scared of?
So this says... I'll read just a little bit to you. So... the internet resurrected the conspiracy theory that claims Avril Lavigne is dead. And the internet is freaking out about it. So there is a woman who, I guess, while Avril in the height of her fame, that she what was the word? Oh, that she hired to kind of run. I don't know. Oh my shit!
I'm so ready for the horror game.
So this girl she hired to kind of as a lookalike.
What you're saying is this should be the body double. What we're seeing now.
Yes.
Because this is post 2005.
Yeah. So pull up on your Google.
Okay.
They've got a picture of this Avril Lavigne lookalike.
Oh, I used the 8 on accident. How cool is that? You know what I mean?
I don't even know, body double. Yeah, that would work. So she hired somebody to run like while paparazzi was in the way, and that's this difference between these two girls. Evidently, is that's you're seeing Avril that we grew up with on Skater Boy, and then the other one. That's a good picture too.
I was gonna say she looks younger.
Yeah.
I mean, just here in general, like in the 2002 picture here. That's what I meant. She's a teen. She literally is a teen, and she just looks like she just grew up. She doesn't look like necessarily a body double.
So, I agree with you. Don't get me wrong.
No, I'm just saying. Like I feel like it's like if you looked at teenage pictures of me, I don't look exactly like I did whenever I was 15.
So the theory is that Avril Lavigne died in 2003.
Sure.
And that it's her lookalike that's been living in her place ever since. She starts relatively simple, talking more about the artist's background and how she had a lookalike to pose for paparazzi in her place when she got overwhelmed by the attention of her first record. So, however, the conspiracy gets darker when it says that she ended up taking her own life in 2003 after her grandfather passed away that she was really close with. And instead of letting the recordings from her second album go and say, she passed away or, whatever, they decided to release them.
It's Melissa.
Yes.
It's up here.
Do the promos for it. She was at the peak of her career. So it is said that instead of letting the news of her dying get into the media, they used a lookalike to live on the rest of Avril Lavigne's life as her. They've already had Avril's recordings from the second album. They're referring to the record they is the record company. And her second album was released and it was actually Avril's voice, so they didn't worry about Melissa having to sing just yet. So they go on to say that, there's birthmarks and moles that are different, Jesus. And there's all this evidence.
There's so many videos about it.
Yeah, it's for real. And so there's all this shit about it. And that her voice is a little bit different, and that there's all of this proof as to why Avril Lavigne is not really Avril Lavigne. She's this Melissa lady. Well,
Melissa, you're doing a bang-up job. You got yourself a nice boy, you got yourself. You probably skated back in the day.
Who's she with now?
She's still with Chad Kroeger.
She with Chad Kroeger?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because she was with Derek Webley from Sum 41. Not Webley, that's not his last name. But
Weebly.
I
don't know.
Weebly make you wobble, but they don't fall down.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby.
But yeah, so I knew that they had gotten split up, her and Derek from Sum 41. But
he was a boy.
She's
a girl.
He probably skated. But yeah,
I know he skated.
On the just to end it all, that was just something I thought was bizarre as shit. Was like, there's no way.
So next week we should discuss, if we remember, we should discuss the two theories that Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves are both like have eternal life, and that they have been alive since like the 1700s. Because that's a theory. Have you heard about that?
I have not.
Okay, I'll find some pictures and stuff like that to pull up. We'll have one. Not in the next one. We'll talk about it in the middle. We don't want to end on a conspiracy theory every time, but it does make you think. Once again, thank you for following us and for listening to the podcast. We really appreciate everything and all the comments that we've seen so far. I've been overwhelmingly positive, and I'm really digging doing it. If you guys like it, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment if you have anything that you want us to talk about next time. I also have been posting these on our Facebook for As For The Rest of Us and on our personal ones as well. So leave a like or a comment over there as well, just to let us know if you have anything that you just want us to talk about topic-wise, or if you just have something you want us to mention your name for leaving a comment in there. We will. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Hey, this thing will have audio only at some point soon too, also. And if you ever wonder why I'm looking all over the place, it's because I don't really know how to work a camera angle. So my eyes are darting everywhere, and my left is my right, and my right is my left.
You just gotta look at the blue.
Yeah, but the thing is I already don't know my left from my right, and then this camera flips it, and I'm completely fucked. So it's a thing that, as an adult, I don't know if it's a normal thing. Do you know your left from your right pretty good?
I know my left from my right pretty good.
Oh, okay. Well,
but that's okay.
On that note,
we'll see you next time.
Bye.